Hi, Kathy. Have you returned from your mother's funeral now? I'm sorry to hear about her passing due to that terrible illness. She was sick for quite a long time, right?
Yes. About 6 months ago, her condition worsened. And she had to be hospitalized as she couldn't stay at home anymore. Thanks for checking on me and my family during these tough times.
Hey, I'm here to support you and your family, no matter the situation. I'm not bothered by these circumstances, so I'm here for you.
I appreciate that.
Are you feeling better now that you're back home? Maybe staying at your parents' place a bit longer would have been better? There are probably chores to take care of there, right?
Actually, my mom was living with my brother and his wife before she went to the hospital. So he'll handle cleaning up. He offered to take care of things, so it's okay that I came back home. I would have just been in the way if I stayed longer, considering his situation.
Really? He sounds like a caring older brother. The responsibilities in the family often fall on the oldest sibling, after all.
True, he's been very supportive.
Anyway, did you receive any inheritance from your mom? Like her beautiful ruby ring, for example?
Huh? How do you know about the ring? I never mentioned it to you, did I?
Your husband mentioned it to me. He said you came back from your parents' house with your mom's ruby ring. I assumed it was the one she always wore, and it was indeed beautiful.
But how do you know so much about it? We never discussed it before.
No, but I noticed it when we met at your wedding. I'm into jewelry, so I couldn't help but notice such a gorgeous ring. It left an impression on me. It must have been valuable, right?
It's a family heirloom from my grandma. I don't know its value. Originally, my brother's wife was meant to have it. But she wanted me to keep it because I'm her daughter. I'm grateful she allowed me to have it.
I see. Though, being young, it might not match your style. How about letting me have it and enjoy it?
Wait, are you serious about taking it? I can't give it away, it's too meaningful for me and my family.
I understand it's significant, but if you won't wear it, why keep it? You're too young for such jewelry anyway. Consider letting me cherish it.
No, this is something I need to keep. It's been passed down since my grandma's time. So I won't give it to someone outside the family.
Am I not like a mother to you, even though I'm your in-law? It's all right for your mother-in-law to safeguard such a precious ring.
I can't do that. This ring has too much history, so it stays with me.
Come on, seriously? You're quite unyielding, then. Your attitude makes me rethink my kindness to you.
I'm cautious because of your strong interest in my mom's ring. You've tried to take my clothes and makeup before. Now you want my mom's ring too?
Is that really so terrible? You could get something more fitting for your style.
I don't want to trade this ring for anything. Please stop asking.
I may not think it suits you, but fine. Perhaps letting someone else wear it, who matches it better, would make your mom in heaven happy.
Even if she'd be happier with you wearing it, I can't give it away. It's important to me as her daughter.
You're quite stubborn, aren't you? How can you refuse like this? It's absurd, you're being stingy. I wished for a more accommodating daughter-in-law.
You don't really want a kinder daughter-in-law. You want someone to give up something precious so that you can be happy, right?
That was quite direct. Don't you understand my intention to honor you and your mother? There's no point in discussing with someone so self-centered and dramatic. I'll talk to my son about this.
Why would you talk to my mother like that? How could you do that? She may not be your biological mother, but she's still your mom, isn't she? You should treat her with more respect.
When did I ever disrespect your mom? What did she say to you?
She said you were really rude when you refused to let her borrow your mom's ring. It's just a ring, isn't it? It's really petty not to let your mother-in-law have it.
It's not just any ring, you know? I told you when I first got back home that it's an heirloom. My mother got it from my grandmother when she passed. My family has held on to it for generations. So I'm not going to just hand it over because she asked for it. Why am I being blamed for being rude and petty when your mom was the one who asked something so unreasonable?
But it's just a ring. Can't you let her wear it for a little while? She was really hurt by your response.
Can't you see how important this ring is to me? My mother just passed away, and this ring is one of the few things I have left of her. I can't just give something this valuable away.
But your mother-in-law is still alive, and you should treat her better. She's the only mother you have left, isn't she?
That's a really harsh way to look at my situation. Your mom is acting like me refusing to give her my mom's precious ring is a personal attack on her. I can't value her highly if she's going to act so irrational.
How can you call her that? That's your mother-in-law, and my mother. You can't talk about her that way. Why can't you just let go of your mother already?
Let go of her. Why would I do that? Are you saying I should forget about her just because she's gone?
You say you won't forget about her, but you never helped her when she was sick. And now that she's gone, you're acting like you cared so much more for her.
After we got married, I moved out of my parents' house. So I couldn't be there all the time. When I wanted to go take care of her, you and your mom objected. So even though I wanted to be with her, you guys wouldn't let me.
You always make excuses like that. You once said you thought she'd be a burden, so you left her at your brother's house. Don't blame me and my mom for your own choices.
What the hell? Did you forget what I just told you? When I said I wanted to care for her, you were against me leaving. You said that even if I stayed with her, I couldn't do anything, so you wanted me to stay here.
That's because you were always focused on your mom. You even resisted letting my mom come over when I asked.
I was reluctant because whenever she came over, she took things without asking. There were times she secretly took a lot of my makeup and clothes. So who was it that wanted a thief in our house?
Whatever. Just show some respect for my mom, even if you have to pretend. If you do, she might treat you better.
Why should I, considering you never respected my parents and their needs? Why should I be nice to your mom? Stop talking nonsense.
What? You're really pushing my buttons now. I'm getting angry. From now on, I won't give you any money from my paychecks.
What? What do you mean? What about our living expenses?
Didn't you understand? You can pay for everything with your own salary. I won't contribute to our joint account anymore.
Stop joking around. Why do I have to pay for both of us? If you won't give me any money, at least pay for your share.
No way. I think experiencing a little hardship will do you good. You're acting so selfish right now.
I'm not selfish. I have to defend myself from your ridiculous remarks.
Just be quiet. I'm not the one constantly arguing here.
That's because you're not listening to me. When will you stop being so arrogant?
As a wife, you should know your place in this family, especially in this one. Realize that and start acting accordingly, you fool.
Oh, really? I get it now.
Do you understand? Raising my voice finally got through to you, huh? It's about time you realized I'm right.
Hello, Kathy. Did you confront my son? He finally confronted you about your behavior, confirming you were indeed acting badly.
Yes, that's correct. I had to endure his negative words. I couldn't believe he would express such things.
That's interesting. You're aware of this now, though, right? You realize you were wrong for your audacious remarks towards me, correct? If you had been more honest and upfront from the start, things could have been fine between us.
I understand, and I apologize. I was mistaken, and I feel remorse.
Now you're being candid, huh? Seems his words made you reflect deeply.
Despite all of this, I'm not giving you the ring. I'm sorry, Francis.
Excuse me? So even after all that, you won't part with the ring?
That's right. I considered it, but my mom's ring means too much to me. Please try to comprehend.
Unbelievable how stubborn you're being. You should be the one trying to understand. It's just a ring. Now I won't forgive your attitude. If I tell my son you're still toying with me, he'll take action. I shouldn't have to endure harassment from my daughter-in-law.
I'm not singling you out. It's just that my mom's ring is my connection to her. It's incredibly precious, I would lock it away forever.
So you'd hide it away? You'd really go to the trouble of keeping it hidden from everyone?
If a burglar or someone like that got in, I wouldn't want it stolen, right?
You're making a big fuss over that ring. In this quiet town, do you really think someone would dare break in and steal a ruby ring?
It's a concern I've had since I started holding on to it. Anyway, I hid the key in the wallpaper opposite our bed. I found a perfect crevice after pulling back a bit of wallpaper. For safekeeping, you know? I think I found the ideal spot.
I guess. Kathy, by the way, will you be at work tomorrow?
No, I have the day off. Is there something you need?
Not really. Just curious. Will you be home all day then?
I'll be doing household chores during the day, yes. Work has been busy, so cleaning has been postponed. There's also bulky garbage to handle.
While you're at it, tend to your garden. I've noticed a ton of weeds growing. Letting those weeds overrun your garden will make it look unsightly, don't you think?
My apologies. I didn't realize. I'll address it tomorrow. And I'll maintain it better in the future.
Best to tackle it in the cooler evening hours. Make sure you finish before my son comes home for dinner.
Understood. With the intense daylight lately, it feels like summer.
Maybe start around 4 p.m.? It'll still be bright around then. After that, you should have dinner ready when my son returns from work, right?
Exactly. Your advice is invaluable.
Well, I've been a housewife longer than you. Precise efforts like this keep your husband content.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Kathy, are you at the house? Please come to the hospital right now.
But you're at work, aren't you? What's happening? Why are you in the hospital? Are you okay?
My mom had a serious fall, and the hospital called me. They said it's quite severe. I arrived a little while ago. You should come here too.
What? She fell.
I don't have all the details yet, but the fall was pretty bad. It might have been a stroke or something similar. She'll likely need to stay in the hospital, so bring some things for us to stay with her.
Oh, I understand now. I doubt it's a stroke, but I guess the fall was pretty serious. If she has to stay in the hospital, she probably broke some bones, right?
Broken bones?
It's been a while since something made me laugh like this. It's way funnier than I expected.
What? Why are you laughing at a time like this? There's no reason to find this funny.
All we can do is laugh at her ending up in the hospital after trying to steal my mom's ring. Maybe she hurt herself trying to escape. She was more determined than I thought.
What are you even talking about? I don't get where you're coming from.
Your mom sneaked into our house to steal my mom's ring. You must have known she'd do something like this, right?
When did she go into our house? It was your day off, so you were home, right?
Your mom asked me to weed the garden this evening, so. It's a small town, so I figured it's safe to leave the front door unlocked while gardening. I guess she saw her chance while I was in the garden. Even though I knew it was possible for someone to get in, I kept my back turned.
Were you actually trying to entice her to break in?
I was near the front door but didn't see her, so she probably entered from the back. I monitored everything through my smartphone.
What do you mean, monitored? How did you do that?
It's quite simple nowadays. I connected my phone to some cameras in our room to watch the live feed.
But why did you set all that up?
Isn't it obvious? To catch the exact moment when your mom took my mom's ruby ring. She's pretty predictable. She entered casually, not knowing I had planned this and set traps.
So you watched it happen? You caught her in a trap.
I recorded everything when she broke in. With evidence, I can make her stop trying to get the ring. I could show it to others or a judge if needed. I didn't expect her to end up in the hospital though. She left behind proof confirming my suspicions.
Wait. If you saw this, why didn't you call an ambulance when she got hurt?
I didn't see when she got hurt.
How did you miss that?
I focused on her searching our room for the ring. As she took the ring from the drawer, I spoke to her through the camera's mic. She must have thought I was coming back and panicked.
What happened next?
Flustered, she rushed out of our bedroom. When she went out of the camera's view, I heard interesting sounds.
What sounds?
She bumped into something big. But it didn't sound like falling down the stairs. It's unbelievable she fell, broke bones, and still ran away. I can picture your mom limping away in pain.
So in other words, you are the one to blame for my mom's injuries then. Screw you.
No, no, no. I wasn't the one who caused this accident. Your mom thought she could just waltz inside our house and steal my mom's ring. Then, the moment she knew she was exposed. She freaked out and tried to run away from the scene. And that's when, being her own fault, she fell flat on her face, right? The only thing I did was try talking to her.
Seriously, stop screwing around. My mom had to go into the hospital for all these serious injuries she sustained from all of your antics.
When a burglar breaks into someone's house and decides to commit a crime, they are bound to get hurt trying to run away from there. No matter how you try to spin it, this is just a burglar paying for their crimes, right? And who do you think is the one who paid for breaking in and stealing that ring?
She is not a burglar, you witch. She is my mom.
To me, she was obviously acting like a thief. I mean, she snuck into our house to steal my ring. How is that not a crime? If she wasn't doing anything wrong in the first place, there wouldn't be a need for freaking out and running away.
My mom is starting to get old is all. What will happen if she ends up with lasting effects from her injuries? If that happens, we're going to sue you to pay for her medical bills.
Who the heck do you think will be the one having to pay that? If you feel like you want to go ahead and bring the law into this, then I'll go have a chat with my brother about all this. You do know that my brother is a lawyer, don't you?
No matter what you think you can do to avoid paying us, you're the cause of her injuries.
I have had to deal with a constant stream of abuse from you guys. Up to now, all of that verbal abuse has ruined my mental health. And you will be the one having to pay me money for my therapy.
Why would I have to pay you?
Because you have been the one supporting your mom's actions all along. If you plan to go all in on making me look bad, then I won't bother showing any mercy to you or your mom.
You're totally crazy. How can you say that you aren't to blame after all you did to my mom? If you would have just given her that ring, none of this would have ever happened. She would have never had to crawl through our house looking for that stupid thing. And I wouldn't have to sit here and listen to your nonsense.
Hey, now that I think of it, your mom said something pretty interesting. She was talking to herself when she found my mom's ring. She said that the ring was much better than her brother's jewelry was, and so on.
My uncle's jewelry? What was she talking about?
I think I have an idea of what she meant. During New Year's, when our relatives were all together, something unfortunate happened, right?
What happened? Are you talking about when my uncle's jewelry went missing?
Yes, that incident. The jewelry that your uncle had at his house went missing. And caused quite a stir, remember? It was never found, and we just could have assumed your uncle had misplaced it somewhere.
And what does that have to do with what my mom said? His wife just ended up leaving it someplace and forgetting where that was.
It's about that piece of jewelry. Your mom said that she was the one who stole it. She was muttering that to herself while she was rummaging through our room looking for the ring.
You have to be kidding me, right?
Your mom seemed to think that my mom's ruby ring was a lot more impressive than your uncle's jewelry. She confessed to stealing it and I got it on camera. Should I contact your uncle and send him this video of her confession? What do you think?
Okay, I get it. Please calm down for just a minute. Don't just jump to doing something so idiotic.
I'll ask him to go look around over at your mom's house for his lost piece of jewelry. I'm sure the stolen goods will come up. Your mom is always leaving the side door to her house unlocked, so anyone can enter, right?
Stop saying that crap, please.
Do you have anything else to say to me? Did you know about your mom stealing his jewelry, but decided not to bring it up to any of us? Well, I'm going to become a stranger to you guys anyways, so I have no need to worry about what happens next to you.
Do you think you can just run away from this situation? I'm not letting that happen.
But, your mom is more important to you than me, right? Please, by all means go down with your mother.
You're planning on just leaving me and my family and letting us hit rock bottom like this. You're heartless.
My biological parents are my only parents after all. So I have no interest in joining you or your mom in your family's destruction. I'm wiping my hands clean of you and your toxic family. Enjoy your life with your mom. Following my unsettling conversation with Michael, I reached out to his uncle to reveal the truth behind the disappearance of his valuable jewelry. I informed him that I had identified the actual thief responsible for taking the jewelry from him. Urgently, he headed to his sister's residence, easily entering through the unlocked side door. He successfully uncovered the long-lost jewelry during his search within the premises. To my surprise, my mother-in-law unveiled as a compulsive thief, extending her pilfering habits beyond Michael's uncle and myself. It transpired that she even engaged in pilfering at her part-time job on occasions. Allegedly, her colleagues began noticing money missing from their wallets and purses. Once her actions came to light, she was promptly dismissed from her part-time employment. Consequently, her son my then husband, bore the burden of compensating the victims of her transgressions. Through this chaos, my ex and his mother grew isolated from the rest of the family. Additionally, Frances suffered a lasting leg injury from her flight from my residence, leaving her with a permanent limp, thus ending her escapades from crime scenes. The injury made self-care considerably more challenging for her, leaving my ex responsible for her care for the foreseeable future. He once remarked that I should have better tended to my mother's hospitalization, though he now finds the constant duty of caring for his own mother burdensome. Their mother-son dynamic evidently strained in my absence. I neglected to mention that my mother's ring was eventually recovered and returned by the local authorities. Lastly, on a positive note, my brother and his wife generously offered me rent-free accommodation following my divorce from Michael. In any event, I feel incredibly fortunate to safeguard this invaluable family heirloom from my mother, and couldn't be more content about it.